Hi everyone, it's Neve here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be using some new stencils and working on a dark background in our journals. So I'm starting off in this page. This is in my small Dylusions journal. It's a bit of a use it up journal. You can see I've got the black in the background and I've got a few paint marks on there from the previous page I did. And doing that previous page, I really enjoyed working on a black background. So I decided that I would go in and just play, which is what I'm doing here. So playing around with lots of different new stencils. These are all the new stencils from the Dina Wakley new release, January 2022. I think this one's called Cobbled Mosaics, Mosaic Cobblestones. Excuse me. I'm just choosing a lot of different bright colours and overlapping the colour. So I started off with mineral, which almost looks white on the black background. Then I've gone in with a turquoise. Now I'm going in with a lemon yellow. And you can sort of see how the colours really pop. Now obviously you are still going to get a little bit of that darkness coming through. If you wanted to have a really true bright colour on here, you could double stencil. So stencil with white first and then put your colour over the top and you'll get a really bright colour. But you get a really good impression from this anyway, so it's not necessary, particularly if it's just a background. But if you wanted that true really bright color, you could put the white down first and then stencil through. But you can see how it just really pops on the black. So I've gone in with some different stenciled shapes and got the dots there from a previous mask as well. I think that one's called Growing Things. And I've got a nice full page, and you can see me tapping my fingers going, what do I do now? As I usually do. So I was going to put these flowers on, I was going to stamp them on, and then I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I think it would just bring too much darkness back onto the page. I was thinking about stamping them using white paint, which would have stood out from the background. I was also thinking I could sort of stamp them and cut them out. But in the end, I went back to a good old favourite, which is this new Sprouts stencil. So again, I'm going in with my white paint. My white paint didn't have very much left in it, so I ended up cutting into my bottle. And I would encourage you, if you get down to the end of a bottle of paint, to do that, because you can actually see how much paint I was able to get out of my bottle. So the paint that I got out was enough to do the stenciling on this page and actually do some stenciling on other pages. There's still quite a lot left in the bottle. So I just used my craft knife to cut into it. Then it flipped back down again. I put the lid on, and you could put it into a plastic bag to keep it like that for a few days, but I went back 2 days later and I was still able to use the paint inside. So highly encourage you, if you can't refill the paint up, to cut into it and get as much paint out of it as possible. So now I'm going in with my black paint pen, and again just doing my doodly sketching over the top, as you've seen me do many times before, because I love doing it. There's the two reasons I do it. One, because I find it fun, and two, because it helps it pop out from the background and just define the detail a little bit more. The other thing you will find is, because these paints are very pigmented, which is a great thing, you will see some of the paint colours coming through, particularly that pink is very pigmented, so you can see that coming through the white. If that really bothers you, just do a second coat of paint over the top. I quite like the fact that you've got these layers coming through. The white is bright enough that it stands out on its own, but you can still see the background, and I really like that, because you take time and care to do the background, so it's nice to sort of have it included in your final piece. So the final thing I wanted to do on this page is to put down 2 quotes. These quotes are really speaking to me at the moment. They just really sum up what art and my art journal is all about to me. And I really like the top one, yesterday is heavy, put it down, because quite often I reflect on yesterday and stuff, and it's like, well, it's been and gone, so just put it down, move on. Yep, it was a hard day. Deal with that. Let's move on to the next day. And the second one, which is really important to me, is let art get you through. And art is what gets me through, you know. Those really, really tough days are the days that I really appreciate being able to go into my studio, you know, use stuff that's I'm really comfortable with, and, you know, just let it all out. So here's a close-up. You can see stenciling the background, how it stands out from the black background, the two quotes and how it plays together. And you can see how that drawing around the outside of the shapes as well really helps. So it's a really, really quick, easy page to do. I hope you have a go. It would be great for a card front as well, or a scrapbook page, so you can certainly adapt it to whatever you're using. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.